When it comes to cooking meals, drying clothes, heating water, and my home, nothing beats natural gas from CenterPoint Energy. It's my most affordable energy option. It costs less to use than electricity, propane, and heating oil. So if you already have natural gas, keep it. If you're replacing an appliance, choose it. Natural gas, your best choice. Safe and affordable, rest assured.
For more on the benefits of a natural gas home, visit centerpointenergy.com/natural gas benefits. CenterPoint Energy, always there.
You know, kind of typical of this year with COVID. Obviously, everybody's flexible and kind of a new turn with the snow and ice and kind of in the south. But obviously, I think both teams, LSU and we were looking forward to playing Wednesday. Then he got it moved till today, and it was going to be a quadrant one opportunity for both teams. But obviously, the weather just didn't cooperate at all. So we quickly turned our attention yesterday to Mississippi State. A huge game for us. I know a huge game for them. A game that I know both teams will really look forward to playing. And we've had a good couple of days of practice, very spirited workout, and need to have 2 really good days of practice leading up to Saturday's game.
Neil, start us off.
Hey, Kermit, I was wondering if you've got any kind of guidance from the league about whether some of these games can be made up, whether there's a window of time between the end of the season and the start of the tournament when games could get made up if possible.
Yeah, Neil, right now we only have 1 game to make up, and so if everything goes as planned the rest of the season, then we'll have a game on that November the 6th. I don't have no idea who it'll be. I mean, I guess if it was just by the book, it'd be South Carolina at home, but I don't know. I don't know what'll happen. I don't know if they'll try to match us back up with LSU. I know LSU still has Florida, Missouri to make up. There's a lot of moving parts of that, but I feel real confident that we'll play a game on the 6th.
Just to clarify, you mean March the 6th?
March 6th, yeah, exactly right, yeah.
Along those lines, and I know it's your goal is, hey, let's just win each game and let the chips fall where they may, but do you have kind of a sense of, in this weird year, what the committee is most going to look at when it comes to at-large teams?
I don't, Neil. It is a different year. We kind of go by the logistics of, our BPI is like 40, our nets 55, 56, whatever it may be right there. And, you had 4 quadrant 1 wins. Now they're 2 because guys can move in and out. I don't know. I mean, I just think that obviously the beauty of the SEC and playing in Power 5 conferences, you keep getting opportunities to play good teams, and we've got some opportunities to do that. But I really don't know, Neil. I don't know if it's changed. I don't know if it's changed for mid-majors because not as many non-conference opportunities that you have. So I'd like to give you a better answer, but probably couldn't.
Thank you.
Kermit, Neil kind of touched on this, but in regards to that, the NCAA tournament and all that kind of stuff, how do you address it then with your team as far as not peeking too far ahead or just covering that in general?
I just use the term chasing. I said, man, we're chasing. We're still chasing. I mean, we're on the outside, and have we made up some ground? We probably have, but I mean, what we got to do is control every day. Is you can't only be hungry to play this time of the year. You got to be hungry to practice. And I think we've managed our guys mentally and their legs, about how long we're going. But you have to be great at that period of time during your practices. I think guys just understand what's at stake in all these games late in the year, especially teams like us that are chasing the bubble. And it's just out there. It's no secret. So that's kind of really the term that we've used, Ben.
And about Mississippi State, has anything really changed about them in the scout since the last time y'all played them? What's been the difference, do you think?
Yeah, no. The kid from Holly Springs has started to play well. He had 20 against LSU, so he's changed. He wasn't playing very much, and that just shows you guys that just has great work ethics and can get themselves in the lineup. You think after we played them, I mean, they went 2 Alabama, played really good, got beat. Went to Tennessee, played really good, got beat. Played really good against Iowa State and won that game. I thought they played good against LSU. LSU they scored the ball unbelievable. I think they played a real difficult schedule. I still think they've got a really good team, and I know exactly how Ben's team is going to come in here on Saturday. So we're going to have to be at our very, very best to win.
Go to Tyler.
Coach, can you just talk a little bit about the team's overall emotion after you guys learned the LSU game would get postponed?
It really wouldn't. I think, we got to give our guys credit. They were in the snow too, and they're looking around going, how in the world is the team going to get in here? Somebody's got to come pick us up in a 4-wheel drive to get us to the two-wheel to practice, So I think they kind of, they understood also it was going to be hard for LSU to get to Oxford and play. So I think it was something that they maybe kind of expected, but they prepared really hard for LSU. And I think, if anything, the timing of having your arch rival the next game, so it wasn't much letdown because everybody's looking forward to playing Mississippi State.
Parrish, go ahead.
Kermit, along those lines about practice, I know there's a lot of familiarity right now, but did it change anything having a focus on LSU for a couple of days in the middle of the week? Did you lose an opportunity to spend more time on state?
Yeah, probably not, Parrish, because that's a long time. I know football's different, but we usually take about 2 days on our opponent. Sometimes this time of year, you still have to worry about yourself. So it really didn't. Now, they totally two different preparations. LSU is a different preparation for everybody because of how the different things that they do. But it really isn't, because we kind of will start zeroing in today on our Mississippi State preparation.
Now, you mentioned some of the challenges in getting guys to practice. Has anyone missed, or collectively, have you guys missed any time because of the weather?
We missed Monday. We took off Sunday. We missed Monday because the facilities were closed. And then we have just, no player has gotten in his car. And so we will just go, you will get them physically, bring them here, feed them, and then take them back, and hopefully this weather will, let up maybe a little bit, maybe tomorrow afternoon, Saturday, obviously, where they can start kind of getting in their own vehicles and coming to campus.
You mentioned the 4-wheel drive. Who's in charge of going and getting those players?
Well, we've got just our staff. Our full-time staff members are doing it. I've got a buddy of mine in my neighborhood. I can't get out of my neighborhood, Parrish, so he let me use his 4-wheel drive Jeep, and so we've used that on occasions to get players back and forth.
We'll go to John.
Kermit, you've touched on this before, but what has Jarkel's emergence kind of been like for you, and what have you kind of seen from him, I guess, really since that January 16th game against Georgia?
Yeah, you feel great for Jarkel. Number one, he works so hard. We've talked about that a bunch. Just his time in the gym. Number two, he's an Oxford native. It's his dream school that he's playing at, and so you want good things to happen. And so now he's really impacting winning in some high-level games, and that's great. I know his family obviously just is having a great time watching that. So I just feel really good for Jarkel. And we knew it was going to happen. We knew it's going to be a matter of time for it to kind of start.
So touching on that, I mean, obviously you got him over here from CSU. What you said, you knew it was only a matter of time. What did you see about him and his performance there that made you think that?
Well, he was leading the WAC in scoring. You put on the Gonzaga tape, and he had about 23 at Gonzaga. And then I watched him for a year in practice. And he was playing against two of the very best guards in the SEC, in Brian and Devontae. And it was just great matchups every single day. So we saw it. And that's probably the biggest thing that I saw. You can watch video, but you watched him go against Brian every single day, or Devontae every single day. Then you get a good idea of kind of what you got.
Sure. And the last one I had is just what was your pitch to him to kind of get him here? What was that process kind of like, and was he easily persuaded?
Yeah, when he had made his mind up that he was going to transfer, he wanted to get back south. And, we met with he and his dad. And, it was just like I said, this is a school that I think he had always dreamt of playing. And, we talked. The main thing I told him, I said, Jarkel, I'm not recruiting you because you're from Oxford. I'm recruiting you because you're a really good player. But it's kind of cool that you could be an Oxford native and play at the school that you wanted to play at. And that's really, that's the truth. And I think that's just what they wanted to hear. We're not trying to bring him back home. We're trying to bring a good player to Ole Miss. And it's just great that he is an Oxford native and gets to play in front of his family.
Thank you.
We'll go to Nick.
Kermit, how flexible is the schedule for Saturday if things don't clear up? Have you guys
Yeah,
talked about moving the game a day or a time, or is it all just focused on playing it then?
Yeah, not at all, Nick. I'd be shocked if this game is not played at 5 o'clock. Just looking at the weather now, the weather changes. Obviously, something could happen, but I really don't. Just like when we went and played Mississippi State earlier, we went day of the game. Drove a bus, and I just think seems like all the snow is kind of maybe done. Knock on wood, and roads will be cleared. And I'd bet you Mississippi State may come tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I would feel pretty confident they'll be able to get up here on Saturday.
Back to Ben.
I know that you're a few weeks out from actually having these conversations, Kermit, but for the seniors that get the extra year, have there been any conversations just with maybe Hadim or any guys like that about the possibility of coming back?
It hasn't been, not at all yet. I'm sure there'll be those conversations when basketball is totally done this year. But it hadn't, with all four guys. You look at, a guy like Devontae, he's been here a while. He's having a great year. Romello White's been in college now. He took a redshirt year at Arizona State. I don't know. I hope that they can get what they want in basketball. And if some of those possibilities come up, then that's when we'll address it after the year.
As far as recruiting in general goes like that, though, how unique is it this year with that recruiting your own roster plus all the other avenues to go get guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's just another facet, Ben. It really is. I mean, as far as the transfer market, high school kids. I was on a Zoom call today, and the dad asked me, "Well, what does your roster look like with your seniors?" And you just don't know. I mean, you can't give them 100% answers because you just don't know what's going to happen with seniors, or are they going to choose to maybe try to come back, or they're going to maybe go try to play somewhere else. I mean, so there's a lot up in the air. It's going to be, again, we've used it a ton, all of us on this Zoom call, flexibility. We'll see it at the forefront, April, May, and June.
Any more questions for Coach? Neil, go ahead.
Let's save the hard-hitting stuff for the end here, Kermit. I saw your daughter was out sledding on the golf course. Did you take a turn?
I did not. My good friends, Ella Stubbs is our neighborhood, and he came by. The only way Allie will do this now, Allie's not walking up the hill, okay? On 2 fairway, I'm telling you, it is the greatest sledding I've ever seen. And I lived in Utah and Idaho, so I've done some sledding in my time. That's when I was about 40 years old. But it was unbelievable coming down number 2. But what Allie loves about it, she'd get to the bottom, and Ellis would take the gator and take her back up. So it's almost like having your own snow lift, all right? So that's why she went several times. But no, I didn't. I'm a chicken when it comes to that at 61.
Any more questions? Ben, go ahead.
What about the team? Did y'all do anything in particular with all this kind of weather?
No, they didn't move. Them guys not going to move. They had some extra sleep in, and they didn't move at all. We told them not to get behind any of the wheels, in the domain and drive out. So, Parrish alluded to the four-wheelers. Like I was telling my buddy at SMU, he said, "You got them on four-wheelers." I said, "Tim," I said, "there's one thing we do have an abundance of in Mississippi, and that's four-wheel drive trucks. We got that. So we had all that covered."
Any more questions? All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.